Tag Team Championship match. The Shield and the Usos get their shot against Cody Rhodes and Goldust. And going into this match, and well, going into the pay-per-view itself, we pretty much all were on agreement that this was the match that we were the most excited for, and that we thought this was going to be the match of the night. And I think that it was for the most part. I really can't like break down the positives and the negatives for it for the most part. I just flat out really enjoyed it. I thought that this was a great way to start off the pay-per-view, and I wish it kind of kept that momentum going. We had a bit of like a stall in the middle, which WWE's tend to be doing a lot lately, and I don't understand why they're doing it, but this was a really good way to start it off. If it could have all been like this, it would have been a fantastic pay-per-view. But in general, really like this match. All teams really showcased that the tag team division is much better right now in WWE, and that you can have a lot of fun with a tag team like the Usos and a tag team with the Shield, and some kind of a random pairing, well, not random, but just two guys who are more solo wrestlers in Goldust and Cody Rhodes, and it'll still work. Flipping this back around and whatever, Burhan, what did you think about this match?
I liked it. I think Cody and Goldust are really coming into their own as a team. I was the guy who kind of predicted them losing the championship, so like that didn't happen. In a sense, it was a classic in terms of wrestling. I like the fact that they threw the Usos in there as well. Great little story as well between the Shield and Rhodes and Cody Rhodes and Goldust. So it did everything that it's supposed to do. It's on the tin. And it was one of those matches that excited me and got my adrenaline pumping.
Now, Wago, you said that this was one of your favorite matches too. Did it live up to what you were expecting?
Most definitely. First, on the negative notes, I felt the match could have gone longer, and it suffered from card place, like where it was placed on the card. It's just my opinion, but I felt if you give it a little more time, I think we'd be raving about this match more so than we are. It definitely lived up to the hype. I thought all three teams could go. I was pleasantly surprised because I thought the Usos were strictly in there to take the fall against the Shield, and what happened was they kept the belts on the Rhodes for a bit longer. So they're obviously dragging this feud out, and I'm all for that. All three teams have got great chemistry, and it's finally nice to say I'm invested in the tag team division, which was basically non-existent up until now. So I'm enjoying tag team wrestling right now. Enjoyed this match. Wish it could have gone longer, but hey, we'll get to see more of them, so I guess it's okay.
Now, you came midway through this match, Miguel?
Yeah, I found a stream. I found a stream in the chat, and I was like, you know what? I'm up. I'm here. I might as well try to watch the pay-per-view. So I got in about maybe halfway through. So I didn't watch the whole matchup, but it doesn't surprise me that this matchup was the best one, because in the case of the Shield and the Usos, I mean, those guys have been fighting so many times together. You can really see that they've developed a chemistry between each other. Like they know how to gel well. And Goldust and Cody. I mean, Goldust is such a talented worker, very underrated. And same thing with Cody. I don't think Cody gets enough credit for his in-ring ability. Yeah, he's not like a technical master, but I think he's got much better. He's got the instinct and the ability to sell as good as like anybody, that's been in there for as long as Goldust has. So it doesn't surprise me that these guys were just able to gel well as they did. So I was not surprised, and from what I saw, they really did bounce off each other.
Peyton?
Well, I hate to be the party pooper, but I actually didn't see this match, so I can't join you guys in heralding it and saying it was the match of the night and it was also awesome. But I am happy to hear that we had, once again, another extremely entertaining tag team matchup, which has becoming commonplace as of late. As everyone's been saying, the tag team division has never looked so good in the last, I would say, maybe even 10 years. Ever since the days, I think, of like the Deuce and Dominoes. That was like the last day where you still had any kind of tag. I'm not saying it was great, but it was something, at least.
Yeah, you had what, Lundrick?
Lundrick. You had Crime Time. So that there was still the Highlanders. There was a decent number of tag teams.
Yeah, but the issue was they couldn't feud between each other because there was two sets of tag titles. So it was still kind of
true, absolutely true. But things are looking good now. What I am hoping to foresee in the future, when December comes around, we'll see the return of the multi-tag team TLC match.
I'd be up for that. I kind of
Oh
actually.
God, yes.
I'd kind of want to see New Age Outlaws come back with all this like Goldust coming back and stuff. I miss them as a team. I'd love to see them against the Shield.
When they did that one night return, they were fantastic and people loved them.
Yeah,
I've heard
didn't Brock Lesnar come out and kill them though?
Yes.
Yes.
Maybe instead of a TLC match, we'll just have a dumpster match pay-per-view.
Yes.
I'd be down for that. I fucking hate TLC.
I've actually been
Duke Drosy can host it.
I've actually been hearing that the Outlaws have been doing a lot of NXT tapings. Like they've been doing a lot of tag team stuff from there, and from what I've heard from people who actually watch it, they're actually really good. Like they honestly, people have been saying if they came back and put them in the title picture, they'd fit right in. It wouldn't dilute the tag team division at all. Those guys are in great shape from what I'm hearing.
Road Dogg needs to grow hair again, though.
If they can just clamp like Billy Gunn's skin to his back so it stops sagging, I'd be up for him to come back. Yeah.
I'm a saggy ass man.
I'm still waiting for the Ascension to finally come up from developmental. I want to see those guys on the roster.
Who?
I wouldn't be surprised if they came up around maybe a little bit earlier than like Money in the Bank next year. I think they're waiting until after WrestleMania to get those guys up.
They can feud with great teams like the Wyatt family.
Well, speaking of the Wyatt family, we might as well just talk about that real quick and get them out of the way a little bit. Right after this match, The Miz came out and he was threatening to have some kind of a fight with Bray Wyatt. And what was the line? He said something about get out of your Cracker Barrel rocking chair and leave the bushwhackers behind or something like that.
He basically said, I'm shit at being a face.
He's been saying that his entire face run, though, so we're okay with that.
Well, the big revelation after they come out to attack him, Kane comes out, saves him, and then chokeslams him. And as we find out on Monday Night Raw, then is basically kind of going to just join the heels. So this didn't matter all that much. It basically was just a way to get Kane on there.
Are you kidding me? When he chokeslammed The Miz, he became an instant babyface to me.
Yeah, I was kind of in the same boat. I was like, oh man, The Miz. Oh yeah, Kane. Miz is unconscious.
I like it.
But yeah, can I just say something about the Wyatt family? I hate to say this about somebody who's injured, but I'm actually kind of happy this happened because it's forcing WWE to put Bray Wyatt in more of a managerial position, and I think that's where he belongs. I really don't think as much as people say he's a good worker, he really has done nothing for me as an in-ring worker, and to be honest, his gimmick is more suited as somebody who just sits on the side. I'd love to see more focus on Harper and Rowan than on Bray Wyatt's in-ring ability.
Miguel, you're late to the train. All right? A few weeks ago, we had this whole long conversation about Bray Wyatt becoming a manager and completely leaving wrestling, and to make an excuse for it, his legs are broken and he's forever bound to a wheelchair. So Bray Wyatt just comes out in a wheelchair. Forget the rocking chair, or it could be a rocking wheelchair, and he rolls out in it, and he just manages other people.
Did the Eliminator break his legs?
Could have.
The Eliminator!
Maybe Bob Gore did. He's more like someone who would break someone's legs for no good reason.
Did Braddock order him to do it?
I'm going to break your legs in half, you little shithead. All right, we're going to roll along here and talk about Fandango and Summer Rae in the next part.